Okay, in today's video we're going to be working on the lower hull of Tamiya's Stug IV. I've got a lot of it started. You can see I've got the road wheels sanded and mounted, and the return rollers, and the final drive. What I'm going to do in this video is just mount the remainder and show you how it assembles, just to give you an idea. So we'll start with the road wheel. You've got the two halves for the road wheel. You've got a poly cap that you pop in there, and what we'll do is we'll put some glue on the other side of it, and then we'll just get those two guys together, and I'll just put them to the side to let them set. And really we're going to do that for the idler and the drive sprocket. I'm going to go ahead and glue in the final drive here. Get him set. We may have to shave him down a little bit. Now we've got the drive sprocket. The drive sprocket itself is keyed to a certain location. There's a hole and there's a locator pin. He gets the same poly cap, and then we'll find the pin and the hole, and it pops together. What I try to do is, since there's a capillary action with the liquid glues, just be careful of gravity. So if the glue runs down too far, it's going to be on an unseen side of the road wheel or the drive sprocket. Sometimes if I've got it the other way, you can see that's the side no one will see. That's the mount side. With my fingers, it'll run in and down, and you end up with a big fingerprint. So just some style points there. Then we'll put him off to the side. Then we've got the idler. Really same idea. There isn't any fixed locator on this. However, the tubes on the spokes fit in with the I don't know what to call those, the spoke supports on the squished in between. So you can rotate him around and you'll feel them drop in. Same idea on the as far as gluing. You don't want fingerprints on the outside, so the side that is showing will be the upside, and my thumb is down there just holding it together, and if any glue gets on there, it's not a big deal. Where if you end up with a big fingerprint there, it just looks ugly. So I've got some of the steel return rollers left to put on, and really with these guys, it's pretty simple. And just a bit of glue in there, and you just pop them in. On some kits, these are turnable or spinnable, but on this kit, they're not. And I guess it really wouldn't have made a big difference for motorization. So this guy's on there. And what I'm going to do is, I am going to pop these guys on just so I don't lose them. Alright, and we'll do the final part. We'll put some more of the put the forward suspension units on. These are one piece. These are great for tight rubber band tracks. They only go in one direction. They are keyed left and right, so there's a little lip at the bottom and a hole at the top. Get a bit of glue around it. And we'll do the same for the other side. Where's that? Where did that guy go? Up there he is. All right, and again, pop him in here. Let's put some glue on. Let's see if he pops it. He pops and stays. There we go. We got a bit of glue on him. I believe this hole was, this definitely had something to do with the motorization. I don't know if this was the part that would keep the motor steady or help you keep the two halves, upper and lower halves, closed together. But for us, it's not going to make any difference. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some road wheels on here so I don't lose them. Like I said, I'm a big fan. Oh, I think that's a spare wheel. That's a spare wheel. These road wheels are okay for the time. They are a bit thin. So I mean, if you look at Dragon or if you look at Italeri, these are thin. But hey, it really is a 50-year-old kit, so that's not too bad. And the drive sprockets, they'll go right on. All right, so this is a lot of work done on the lower hull. In a minute, I'll be getting to the rear plate, and once we get the rear plate done, we'll move into the upper. Okay. Okay, and right now we're into step 2. We'll be building the rear plate. One of the things I want to get out of the way quick is I've already put one of them on. This is some sort of latch. I believe it had something to do with unlocking the tensioning nut, which we'll be putting on here during this segment. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, and it is one of those pieces, probably one of the smaller pieces in the kit, and he just fits in a hole there. And I am just going to get him. There we go. With the smaller pieces, I try to get a good clean cut to get them off the sprue, and I balance how much cleanup I'm going to do on the piece versus losing the piece while I'm trying to clean it up. So with these, I'll see if I can just wipe away some of the excess with a little bit of glue, but I prefer to have the piece on somewhat clean as opposed to somewhat clean and parts unknown with the Carpet Monster. There's another small piece here. This seems to be some sort of cap. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can pick him up, and we'll just put him on. Seems to be some sort of cap. I don't know, it may be for the inertial starter for the engine. I haven't seen where that is on this, so for the moment I don't really know what that piece is. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put the I'm just going to call them nuts. It looks like a big nut for tensioning, and it really doesn't fit in any other way other than a circle that slides into a circle down there. Whoops, he fell off. So we'll get a bit more glue on him and just get him into place. A lot of people use tweezers for this kind of stuff, and I've never been able to do it. I can use a host of other substitute things, but tweezers have always been kind of a lost art on me. And here we go. We'll get this. He pops on. And on the on equipment vehicle tools, you'll see the Americans had them, the Germans had them. Just it's a big wrench, and that's what that was for adjusting track tension. Now there's some other pieces here. I don't know what this guy actually does. I do know it helps. It helps get the plate situated to the hull, to the lower hull. But as its actual use, I don't know. I always try to find out what these pieces do. Most of the time you can figure it out. It's somewhat intuitive. Other times it's just a piece. It's just kind of a mystery piece. Oops. Hopefully he's not going to embarrass me during the course of my video here. Let's see if we can get a bit of cooperation. Let's see, we'll just get him into place, and I think we've got him. Once he's in there, he fits pretty square. It's just getting him in there. I guess it's everything in life. Once once you get it right, it's a lot easier. Okay, we're going to put the same piece on this side, and we'll just work him around, get him close, and with the hobby knife, just okay. Apparently he didn't read the script either. All right, so we'll put a bit of glue down there, and like I was saying, with the hobby knife, we will get him in position. Maybe if I say it again, we will get him in position, and I think, all right, there you go. Just want to put a little bit more glue on him. And just work him in there, and there he goes. So let this set up for a bit. Get a bit of glue on the inside. Everything's better with a little bit of glue, as we say. Now the next thing we have are these muffler mounts. And I've got, there we go. He's stuck in the oil paint. Of course he is. Now these muffler mounts. What you're going to notice when we do the muffler mounts is the muffler mounts seem like they're there for a bigger muffler, and on the D, it was a much longer muffler, but really on anything past, once you're in G, you know, Panzer IV, G and H, they're longer. So whatever, I guess this is where the exhaust came out, and they just kept it. I don't know why they went to a smaller muffler. So, and speaking of the muffler, what I did with the muffler, this is actually two pieces. I've got them put together previously. I've cut and sanded some dents in it just so it looks a little bit better. These are keyed. These pieces are keyed, so you've only got one way this can go on. So we'll put this guy on. I believe he has the, this guy is the smaller of the keyed pieces. And it is the end of the muffler, and it also includes the strapping for the muffler. So what'll be good was, when we get a painting, we can make the muffler a bit rusty. We can highlight the strapping on it. We can do some things with that. You just don't want to leave it. I don't think you just want to leave it, you know, yellow. It's just kind of boring when you can dress it up a bit with just a little bit of paint, and that's what we're going to do. And he's going to go on there, right? So he's on there. We'll get a little bit of glue on the outside, and then from here, he is going to rest in the two slots and on the muffler holders. So you'll see what I mean here in a second, that it just looks a bit shorter. The muffler looks like at some point there was a full-length muffler in there, but really I've yet to see a full-length muffler on later Panzer IVs. So there's really only one way you can put this on, and he drops in. Read the script either. There's only one way to put this on, and you will go that way. And I think he just needs a bit of I think he needs just a bit of persuasion. So I think we got him there. We'll just put a bit of extra glue on that. He's somewhat uncooperative. We'll just make sure a bit of extra glue ensures cooperation and mounting. Okay, he's in. He's in. You're in. This should not be this hard. But I think we got him. Okay. As you can see, it doesn't look like the muffler holders or these guys down here actually do anything, but they are part of the kit. They are part of the Panzer IV. In later Panzer IVs, they just had straight stacks coming out. So I've got some gaps that I'm going to work with, and we'll get those guys in. And I think, oops, you got to be careful. Sometimes you end up doing more damage than you started out. All right, so I've got him. I've got the lower hull. Now, just to finish this out, what we're going to do is we're going to stop the shaking. What we're going to do is we're going to mount him back here. And we did a bit of cleanup prior to the event, so it's not a lot of cleanup required, but we did a little bit. There was some sprue gates that we needed to get rid of. We'll put him on there, and we'll just make sure that we got a good fit. Now you can see here, and I'm going to fix this with a clamp off camera, there's a bit of a gap here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a clamp and I'm going to squeeze that in. If you don't have a clamp, just get some Scotch tape or just some duct tape or something. Just put them together, or if you're really bored, put on a television show and just hold it like this. There's a piece here for the jack block. I'm not going to put that on to the end, but I think for the moment the lower hull is done.